Guys, welcome to New Wave. Today we are showing you how to thermo shape thick acrylic.
For what?
For a jellyfish tank. We are now ready for the thermo shaping. You will see the really thick 50 mil acrylic. We will thermo shape it, and the guys are just making everything ready to get it out of the oven. So as you can see now, the acrylics are more or less in shape. They will get into the oven. It will stay for a couple of hours again, so they even become more softer and more easy to lay down. And so tomorrow we will see the result.
Dean,
Yes.
please tell us some more details about the temperature process in the oven.
The reshaping is about 8 hours. It stays 1 hour in the oven now.
Yeah.
And for the overnight heating, we reduce the temperature to 105 degrees.
And the overnight heating is how long? Round about?
8 to 10 hours. So in the morning, we switch off the oven and let them cool down completely.
So you've got something like a drawing? Or?
Yeah, of course.
Ah, okay.
When it's finished, it looks like this. It's about 3 meters long and 1.5 meters high. These are the inlets for the water flow. So it flows like this and like this. You have 2 circles.
So this is the front view, and this is the top.
I would say that we have a big experience building jellyfish tank, and we know about their needs. I'm very convinced that a jellyfish tank made from acrylic is a better idea instead of building it from glass, because you definitely need this extra shape, what you can't do with regular glass. And that's why when it comes up to jellyfish cylinder tanks or chrysalis tanks, I really don't know that much jellyfish tanks which are made from glass.
The bigger version.
The bigger version, it's me. Okay, let's talk about this jellyfish tank. Jellyfish in general are in need of a special kind of aquarium shape, so that the flow can really have a good support from the shape of its aquarium itself. So this kind of aquarium is longer than high, which means that the chrysalis tank is a kind of gets stretched. So we have 2 flow inlets, which will also support the shape of the tank. The shape of this body is needed to get a perfect flow for the jellyfish. So just a support for the flow. Here we have the specialty that it's a very high tank of almost 160 high, and the zookeeper guys needed a very easy accessible tank from the top, so that there's really no big space for top racings and everything, and that's why it is that thick. Normally the calculation was saying that it's 60 mil, but the calculation now with a bigger span openings of the top racing was a calculation of 18 millimeters.
Is it a tank for zoos, or do you also have customers which buy things like that for private aquariums?
Of course, we had a few customers for private installations or application of jellyfish, but I would say 95% of all the jellyfish tanks that we are building are for public aquariums or for like laboratories and something like that, science. But most of the time it's public aquariums.
Okay.
Or maybe some spa, restaurants and something like that. But normally the hobbyists are more into reef tanks and freshwater scapes and everything like that. We are working with a forwarding agency that are able to pick it up and deliver it to the place, and then normally we have a big crane or forklift to put it on place. We have to install this big tank, so we will definitely follow us. This is a device like a holding device for the inlet piping, so we will just connect the inlet piping over here, and then we have 2 inlets, like a spray bar, like a PVC spray bar, which can be adjusted to the size and species of the jellyfish. So because some jellyfishes love to swim against the flow,
Okay.
some of them needed a bigger flow just to support. In any way, if you wanted to change or needed to change the species with this Kreisel, you can, because everything is adjustable or just controllable by abyss pumps that we are using, so that you can control the flow rate easily, and you can also change the flow direction. For example, here we are going to install perforated plates. So this is actually the overflow box.
Okay, so we have to imagine that
It's now laying on the surface, so normally it's just...
this
next
is the top.
It's a bit too heavy.
What are
It's
you guys?
1.5 tons, more or less, kilograms.
1.5 tons.
Yeah.
Okay. So we need 3 or 4 flows for lifting that up.
More or less, yes. Jellyfishes are very small and take their time to eat, and if you're just going to put brine shrimps or something else, based on experience, 50% of the food will just go back to the filtration or into the mechanical filtration, and also inside the tube. So they have to clean it very properly every couple of weeks. I am a scuba diver and always very fascinating in the underwater world. I remember back in my days it was at Schuren where we built the big jellyfish tank for Zoo Rostock. At that time I got a deeper connection to jellyfish. Maybe you can see it on my tattoos. And it's a very fascinating animal. I remember a scuba safari in 2008 or 9 at the Red Sea. Then we had some nature photographer joining us from the Natural Geography, and it was me as a big aquarium enthusiast, and we both come to the conclusion that you are a way better aquarium hobbyist when you are a scuba diver at the same time, and the other way around as well. So you are a way better diver when you are an aquarium guy, and this is something that really fit my idea. And if you know this environment underwater, then you became, in my opinion, a way better aquarium builder as well. So there are actually 2 different ways of gluing acrylic, or there are plenty of different ways to gluing. A 45-degree joint. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah.
I would say we are doing this kind of bonding almost 85-90% of all the things that we are doing, because material thickness up to, let's say, between 10 and 40 or 50 millimeters, I would prefer doing it like this, because you have 1/3 larger surface than having a butt joint like this. This is called a butt joint. That means there's no 45-degree. You see the very small thin gap?
Ah, yeah.
Let's say this is this public Aquaria signature bond that we are using while using thick material like the Jellyfish Tank or the other cold water tanks. They are working that fast because me and Tobi's just watching them while doing this job. That's the most important thing. And of course, now the material has its temperature that was almost on 80%, so it's not fully hardened, but it's just solid enough to do it, to put it in. It has the right temperature to do this job, and once you get it out of the oven, while having this temperature right now, it will cool down too fast. So that's why they are
So you just
doing
have
it
a
that
few
fast.
seconds.
Yeah, you just have a few seconds. Yeah.
Use them.
Yeah.